Scott, can you just give us I guess, an update on the skipper and just, I guess, obviously disappointing, but what's the messaging been to the girls, and are you confident that she can get back for a finals campaign?
Yeah, so obviously really disappointing for Chelsea. She was having another great game, and yeah, to get an injury late in the game, which is often the case, isn't it? But no, it's 3 to 5 weeks, so yeah, it's a significant ankle, but there's good hope there that she will be back in the time frame which will allow her to play finals. So that's obviously what we're all pushing towards.
Pushing towards that and optimistic, but I guess you have to prepare for the fact that,
yeah, well, in the short term, we've got to prepare for this week. So she definitely won't be there this week, and so yeah, clearly, you know, that's a deficit. Last season, she missed quite a bit of football, and the team was able to sort of manage through that. But this will be a new challenge because she's been in, you know, really good form throughout this whole season. So she's been, you know, a really significant contributor for us.
Didn't look good, Doc. Has she had surgery?
No, it's lateral. So if you're going to do it, that's the better way to do it. And as I say, but it is, yeah, it's a significant ankle sprain. So she won't be available this week, next week, and then it becomes, you know, touch and go as we head into finals.
So what role does she play now with you?
No, she'll just be number one supporter. She's pretty loud and vocal from the stands. She missed a few games last year, but it was like she was still out there. So I imagine she'll still be having that influence. And clearly, yeah, no, her leadership around the group is as good as there is in the caper. So you know, we'll still benefit from that.
Where do you think you're ranked right now, Doctor? I mean, everyone's been talking about the Crows chart.
I think we're 4th on the ladder.
Fourth on the ladder, is that accurate?
Well, that'll do. It doesn't really matter, the reality is. So there's 2 games to go. The good news is, all things being equal, we've qualified for the finals, so that's, you know, a real bonus. But yeah, we'd love to, you know, be able to win, you know, both these last games, give ourselves a chance for top 4, which is obviously the better run once you're in the finals. But ultimately, yeah, that'll become a new competition once we reach that point.
Do you like being in the Hunters?
I don't really care, to be honest. I get that it's interesting, but no, in the end, it's just, you know, each game will become an individual matchup, and once you get to finals, you've got to win, you know, 3 or 4 in a row. So that'll be the challenge. But yeah, whether you start from 4th, 5th, 3rd, 1st, it doesn't really matter.
Have you lost your edge a little bit?
I don't think we're that far away from where we need to be. You know, we've had a couple of disappointing results, and that's one of the great things about footy, is that you know, it's not all smooth sailing. You have to come through some adversity. And you know, we lost round 1. We didn't play a great game that day. We came back and played a pretty solid month of footy. And on the weekend, yeah, we were disappointed. We didn't feel as though we played our best game. But sometimes the opposition just, you know, play a really strong brand, and we weren't able to match it on that occasion. But equally, yeah, it's a new week. It's the beauty of footy.
Do you care where you play? I mean, you've got effectively maybe 3 home grounds.
Yeah, not particularly phased by the venues. What I would say is, you know, all of the grounds. So Glenelg, the first round, and then certainly last time we played at Unley, you know, the fans showed up and the atmosphere was really good. It's got a good feel. So from a supporter's point of view, I think it's a great venue, and our fans have been great in terms of their rolling up and attending, and, you know, we get to play our final home game there this weekend, and, you know, celebrate our members. So that's a bonus. We really enjoy the atmosphere of the game. But personally, from a coaching point of view, I don't really care. No.
From a footy perspective, Magic Round, could you see Adelaide hosting something like that?
I'm not sure. You'll have to inform me. I apologise. You'll explain the Magic Round to me.
It was just a big footy fiesta.
Yeah, bring it in. Bring it in. Oh, in the NRL, I've seen in the NRL, yeah. Bring them all in. Let's go. It'll be great.
Matty is an assistant coach to the men. Obviously, the delisting's happened just recently.
Yeah.
Brett Turner, a bit unlucky, do you think?
Yeah, that's a challenging position to be in. Anytime you come into the squad midway through a year, you know, it's challenging to have that impact, particularly if you've come with an injury. So, but I thought, particularly his SANFL final series is outstanding. So, demonstrated a capacity to play, you know, above SANFL level. So, hopefully, there'll be opportunity down the track.
Do you think the club should have maybe persisted with him, give him a proper crack at a full pre-season maybe?
No, I think the list management's challenging. There's always, pros and cons for every decision, and the people that are charged with that role are very, very diligent. I know that, so they will have made the decision in the best interest of the club.
How tough a decision would have been to let James Rowe go?
Yeah, once again, they're just particularly high quality people invest and give their absolute all, and so therefore when that moment comes and they move on, it's really tough, and every club goes through it. Over the period I've been involved in footy, I've seen that play out so many times, and it's never really a reflection on the individual. It's just often the circumstances of where the squad sits at that moment in time. So tough.
Do you think he's got enough in him to get a crack somewhere else?
Yeah, well, he's demonstrated the ability to play at the level, so absolutely. It's just, as I say, often where every individual list sits and where that opportunity presents.
Any selection questions, guys?
Oh, yeah, why don't we ask that one? Yeah. So, obviously Chelsea missing out this week, which is frustrating and disappointing, but, the upside of that is we get an opportunity to blood new players, and we're going to have a debutant this week in Kira Muller from Sturt Footy Club. Really good for us that she's able to make her debut this season because she's done everything right. She's ready to go. She played we had a scratch match up on the Gold Coast last week, and she was really strong, played really, really well. So really excited that she's going to come in and debut for the club.
Is that the only change?
There might be some other changes, yeah. We've had 3 or 4 most weeks, so you can anticipate that.
Yeah, and after a loss, do you naturally sort of become a little bit more ruthless with selection?
No, look, as I say, all year we've been working through. The great news for us is we've got a really strong list right through to 30, and we've accessed that throughout the year. The only player thus far will be Ailish, who's had the hamstring right throughout. So we've got great depth, and we'll explore that.
Does that energise your group when you have a debutant play?
Energises them. They're usually pretty up and about. But yeah, I think it's good. It's a good part of footy. It's really nice when players begin their career. But probably in reality, we've got a really big game this week, and while that'll be a nice moment, it's really about putting in a performance which is a response to what we did last week, and also we're looking to set ourselves up for the back end of the season.